Um, okay, so we finally formally joined Luis's ranks, right? So now we're like, all right, we got into runner. And we even sent the fairy to figure out, it's like, where would he possibly keep the thing, right? It's like, surely it's going to be in his room. And when the fairy investigated, she was like, oh yeah, it's probably in this room. She saw the Lady Juna, singer, singer songstress extraordinaire, come out of the room, with some documents also. What the? Right? That's sus as hell. It was like, hey, are we not the only ones? That singer is sus. But, she scoped out the place. So my god, I should really pause that. Can I pause? I can't pause. Anyway. So, figure out that, it's like, okay, so what do we have to do to get to the room? And we make a little battle plan. We have to go through the crew quarters, and we have to go through the port or the starboard side. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how we go about the dungeon. You don't defeat the mobs, you only defeat the the bosses. But technically you can defeat the mobs, but it has to be in 3 turns or less, which is fine because I'm on super easy mode. Still harrowing because even the bosses you have to defeat in less than 3 turns. I think I did it anyway because of stress, but oh well. So we did it. We managed to secure our entrance because after you defeat the bosses, they will give you a key to the door to get through the stuff. So on the day of the soiree, we can just go in with all the keys and we don't have to beat them again because everybody will be at the soiree anyway. It's like, alright, cool. Kinda sus, that plan, but it makes sense for what we have as a dungeon anyway. So go through all that, and then we just wait for the soiree to come in like I think a month's time. So the day of the soiree, we all go with the fairy in my bag so that nobody really notices her presence is not there in the first place, right? So we go to soiree, everybody's there, they're all like, Count Louis, Count Louis. There's only a Count Louis party thing, by the way. And so, everybody's there, and then Count Louis comes in with his little posse, the dog boys, and he announces to the rest of his cast and crewmates that he will be formally, entering the race. And we're like, huh? Can you do that? It's like, well, it's all far, so it doesn't really matter if I legally or not legally enter the race, but I'm just gonna fuck them up a little bit. It doesn't matter. Even if they say, no, you can't enter the race, I'm like, my face is on the rock. What are they gonna do? This is just a whole ploy for them anyway, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so then Count Luis goes up to us, like, those scenes in the party of, yes, the belt party, where the king or the prince personally goes up to the girl and says like, I'll and I want to welcome, my yeah or something. Yeah. It's like it's like, and this is our new, a new member of our crew. And I was like, oh my god, we're the center of attention. And I was like, shit, we're supposed to leave soon. And it's like, I want you all you guys. Like, okay, then Luis goes, sits in his big ass chair, and that's when they're like, all right, this party should be pretty good. You can go now. Just leave and go. Just as a side note, whenever Louis appears on screen, just know that I am screaming, oh my god, he is so cute. He's so beautiful. So angelic. I am also screaming, oh my god, it's the boyfriend. Ah! Whenever Stroll appears on screen. That one was more important to know. Okay, back to it. I don't understand why the spying and shit has to be us. Could have been anybody else, but the reasoning was like, look, if they're gonna notice that somebody's gone anyway, it might as well be the main player, and you're the strongest of us, so you know what? If they catch on that somebody's missing, it might as well be you anyway. It's gotta be sus. If it's gonna be sus anyway, we might as well have the best chance. It's like, damn, you make a good point. All right, baby girl. And so we leave, but the purple guy, Lodell, kind of notices. Have I told you about him? He's the guy with the purple cougar outfit and the shitty hair, and he has a dog.
Yeah, Gordon likes his dog.
Yeah, he's got a thing out for us because he doesn't like us because everybody just kind of treats him like a
Dog.
no, not a dog. No, like a what's that word they use for Senna in iShield 21? Gopher. The guy treat him like a gopher, and his plans are not especially well thought out, like the last thing and stuff, and he just hasn't been, you know.
Treated well. Yeah.
No, he hasn't been giving results. His results are mediocre. And that's not what we want. We want results. That's why Lord we can't lose noticed us and not you. That's why we're not Lady Juna's escort. Sorry, that was a spoiler. I'm sorry. I mean, his whole role, even though he's in Count Louise's group, is just Lady Juna's escort, and it's like, wow. Even though he's in the running for Count Louise, it's like, do you really need to be? You know, Count Louise's face is right there on the rock. It doesn't need to be here. This spectacle or whatever. It's just kind of embarrassing because he's supposed to be the representative for Count Louise, and it's like really, really embarrassing. So yeah. Anyway, he notices that we're going somewhere. Heismei, the bat ninja guy.
I know Heismei.
I'm doing this for the benefit of Cylene.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah, I'm recording now.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Then?
Anyway. So, Heismei manages to stop him from following us, which is great, so we managed to sneak away. We go to the gauntlet, everything's fine. I thought I would have to do it myself, but no, it's just a cutscene. It's like, that's great! Love it! Yes! And then, at the very end, the door to Count Louise's... Wait, there was a whole thing. Oh, right, I forgot, but back when we were infiltrating and shit, at the very end, we needed the keys from the people at the bridge. You know what the bridge is? To the command center, the bridge. You know, where he goes like, activate warp speed, that place. The head of the ship, right? And we're like, there's no way we're stealthing this. There's like 15 people in there. There's no way. It's like, hang on. I know what to do. And basically we make a distraction by having our party members how do you say, we made them talk on the announcement system saying it's like, there's a fire in the ammo stock room. Somebody's gotta help us, otherwise this thing's gonna blow. And we're like, oh shit, oh fuck. So half the bridge is gone to help that.
What? Wait, who put it in there?
No, it's just a distraction. We just needed somebody's like, emergency. What's that? Emergency.
Doctor C?
Yeah. It's like, there's a fire in the stock room. The ammunition stock room. So it's like, oh shit. And then not all of them went. Oh, cute. I love it. And then the other one was like, it's like, there's a thief in the food pantry. They took all of our, dried meats and cheeses. Holy shit. And it's like, no. Like, not the a-holes. More went.
Wait, so
eventually there was just like one guy left at the bridge. It's like, alright, we should be able to handle this on our own. We just kind of need to get rid of the people on the bridge so we can one-on-one it. So, us, main character only, goes there, and it's like, we thought we were gonna stealth this, and it was like, hey, who are you? It's like, don't tell me. You're a fan of Lady Juna. And I was like, yes, sir. And then he starts waxing poetical, and we're like, damn, we don't even have to 1v1 him. We can just, like... Wait, I can't see that. We can just, snap his neck real quick. That's the thing, while he's not looking at us.
You killed him? Seriously?
No, we did not kill him. But you know what I mean. We can just steal it from him real quick. Unfortunately, some other guy came because, like, that was a lot of suspicious, bells and whistles over there. And it's like, hey, who are you guys? Hey, why are you just talking about Lady June over there? And so we did have a fight against 2 guards. The other one is still like, You're not a Lady Juno fan? I trusted in you. Yeah, I thought you were one of us. You know? And the other guy is like, oh my god, get your shit together, man. Anyway, so we beat them. We managed to get the key, and it's like, oh, nice, 2-1. This actually works out in our favor. And I don't know why nobody reports this. Something about maybe it's too embarrassing to report that you got your butt kicked by the new recruit, but I don't know. It works out. That's how it is. So now we got all the keys. They wait for go to soiree, and now fast forward back to uh at the very end. Unfortunately, the keys to Count Louis' room doesn't work. It's like, huh, no, what happened? And then we overhear the guards, or we over the guards. We go hide, and the guards are like, "Man, it's sure, wish we could go join the soiree." It's like, you know how it is up about how those false alarms the other day kind of sus, you know. So they jacked up the security basically because of us. It's like, all right, fair. So it seems like they changed the key. It's like, oh man, that's bad. How are we gonna get into Count Louis Swall's room? And then suddenly, the ship, the Gauntlet Runner, starts moving, starts flying, and we're like, whoa, what the heck was that? Us? It's like, no.
Wait, boss, go back.
What?
So, on the day of the soiree, you get all the keys, you get to the bridge, you start fighting.
No. On the day of the soiree, we do not fight at all now because we did all the fighting earlier.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the day of the soiree, you're just supposed to enter, and then that's what you said, the ship starts moving.
Yeah, we're just supposed to enter, we're just supposed to use our keys. Unfortunately, the last key wasn't working. Wow, that's nice.
That's better than mine.
So we were like, oh shit, what do we do? Because we can't do fights because there's only one of us. You know, to do fight. That's not great. Right? So then suddenly the ship starts moving, and we're like, what the fuck? What's going on? Even the guards are like, what the fuck? What's going on? You know? So everybody's like goes up, and we're like, oh no, if we stand around here, we're gonna be tossed and turned around, and we're gonna be caught by the guards. So it's like, come on, let's go onto the deck. You know, let's go outside, because nobody's gonna go outside. So they go outside, which honestly was kind of stupid, considering that the ship is just moving, and this thing can fly. Because when they got outside, then suddenly, the ship starts moving on its side, and they, fall and smack into a wall. And they're like, oh my god, we're going to fall at this rate. And then it's like, no, we're not gonna fall if we do some magic skateboarding. Because I'm looking at it right now, and my god, it was so stressful. I mean, it's no Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but
No.
yeah. Anyway, so we fly over the wings of an eagle, and somehow managed to get to the window of Louis Swa's room. Window? Door? I don't know. It's a door that goes to Louis Swa's room. It's like, oh shit, this is great. What a coincidence. Actually, this may have been the better way since we couldn't get into a key. It's like, alright, so we get into Louis Swa's room, and it's like, okay, here, hacker voice, I'm in. Now we go shuffle around, look for the recipe. I forgot what we were looking for.
Yeah, the recipe.
Yeah, the recipe for the curse.
Yeah.
To cure the prince. Right. So we go shuffle around his room, and it's like, damn, this is a nice place, a lot of books. And then we know, just a lot of magic books. And we're like, man, where the hell is it? And then eventually we find a shelf. It's like, hey, isn't that your book? The book that you keep showing all your friends that talks about the fantasy utopia. And it was like, there's no way this world exists, but it sure is nice to dream, isn't it? Anyway, it's a forbidden book, right? What is, you also have it? Because it's a forbidden book, the publishing run was super, super limited. So not a lot of people have it, so I don't know why they found it surprising that Count Louis would have it. But anyway, so they pull out the book, and turns out it was the recipe was in there, I think. they found a suitcase with a bunch of, recipes in it. And it was like, but is it the same one and stuff? And then suddenly, you know, Lady Juna comes out of the closet, comes out of the closet in Louis Sua's room, and it was like, whoa, hey, careful, try me. We're like, whoa, what are you doing here? And they're like, whoa, what are you doing here? And we're all like, well, shit. Are we all double agents here? It's like, fuck. And so we're like, I don't know what you're an agent of, but obviously we're not on account of Louis' side, but we don't know whose side you're on. So we're like, looks like she's about to mess you up or whatever, but then she disrespects the little fairy a little bit, and she's like, something, and your little fairy friend. And then Fairy is like, hey, I have a name, and it's Gallica. And she's like, hello, Gallica? He's like, that's the fairy's name? Then suddenly her tune changes, and then you hear somebody outside the door. Glodell, you hear Glodell, the purple man outside the door. Looks like he managed to slip away, go find you. Outside party. Now he thinks that you two are having a secret rendezvous in Count Louise's room. And it's like, oh, he's like, something's going on behind Count Louise's back. And he starts running, and she's like, fuck, shit, oh my god. And then she's like, before she goes to run after Glodell, she's like, the recipe you're looking for is in that briefcase. Make sure you take it, and take it to everybody, get it and take it to everybody else. It's like, huh? It's like, so you know what we're after? It's like, we're on the same side. Make sure you get that briefcase. And then she runs after Glodell, and we're like, what just happened? What is all that? So, we grab the suitcase full of recipes, and, we're about to leave, but we're like, we can't just leave her, she's a songstress and stuff, and that guy, he fights, and he has a really scary dog, we should save her. And it's like, yeah, we don't know who she is, but we should save her, god damn it. So we follow her, and she's like, god damn it, you guys followed me, you're so soft. And, and he's holding her hostage, and unfortunately, because he's a candidate for the throne, we cannot really harm him. Otherwise, we're gonna get bound and killed by the king's magic. So all we can do is, take a beating from the dog, I think, while he holds Lady Juna hostage or whatever. And then, I don't know, an opportunity attack happened, and she manages to get away from him. And something. And because he was saying stuff like, you just look down on me and stuff, he was saying, it's like, when I become king, maybe I'll let you have a place at my side, to Lady Juna. And he was basically talking down on her, because, like, you're just a songstress, what do you know? You don't know hardship. And she's like, how are you to tell me I don't know hardship and stuff? She awakens her persona. I was genuinely surprised when this happened. It was like, huh? You're socialite? Holy shit. Or maybe I remembered and was the other one. I was genuinely surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that everybody, apart from Stroll and Hulkenberg, honestly.
Yes, actually, me too.
Right?
It's like,
but to be honest, it's not like I was spoiled or anything. I only know about Stroll and main character. I don't know about anybody else. Oh, and Luis. I only know about Luis. He's the wife, I think. Anyway. And he is beautiful whenever he appears on screen. His portrait is more beautiful than his actual in-game. His in-game model looks so scary. He looks like an actual villain. Oh. But his portrait is so beautiful. Like he washed his face and everything. He has a 30-step skincare routine before he goes out into the world. But his in-game model looks like he has a men's 13-in-1, shampoo. So it's like, this man, his range, the duality. Anyway, incredible. We stand. Anyway. Right. So Sujuna activated her persona, and we fought a little bit, and then I don't really understand, but I mean, mostly we were fighting a dog. And then after we defeated the dog, then Glodell was kind of pitiful and saying, "It's like, please, don't kill me, I swear." And we're like, "Oh, well, what should we do with him?" It's like, can't kill him. That would uh be kind of weird. Or how are we gonna explain that away? It's like, yeah, but it's like maybe we should figure out a deal, to make him quiet. And then suddenly he grabs his chance. He gets his sword. He goes in to kill us again, and we can't do anything about it because of the king's magic. But then suddenly he's bound by the king's magic. We're not a high enough candidate. Is earlier because earlier we couldn't. We were scared. At this point, we are in the high 20s, so maybe if your face is on the rock, you'll be protected. And at this point, our face was not yet on the rock, basically, or I don't think it was on the rock yet. So we're not even like stuck. But then suddenly, well, didn't I stuck again? But then suddenly, when he's about to attack us, the king's magic bound him, and we're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And on this one, I was like, yes, all my hard work of getting my rank up, finally paid off. We are safe. I don't know. I don't know what happened because they seem to be confused. I'm not confused. I worked hard for I worked hard for that rank 20. Anyway. And he was bound by the king's magic. And because he was just still struggling, the king's magic killed him. Like it choked him out. For Rias, it did not choke him out, but Luis killed him himself. But for Glodell, we were like, whoa, what's happening? And then he struggled some more, and then suddenly more chains bound his neck, and then he choked out and he died. And then we were like, oh my god! And then suddenly the Dog Brothers came because they were getting... Yeah, I'll just call them Dog Brothers. And I'm not gonna call the elves Rusant because I keep messing it up with Roag, and it's like, man, I have to memorize the Final Fantasy, names. I'm not gonna... Lord of the Rings is the only... we're gonna talk from the father of fantasy, Mr. J.R. Tolkien, and what he named them. Elves, dwarves, humans, dog boys, cat boys. Anyway, doesn't matter. What was I?
So the Dog Brothers come in.
Oh, right. The Dog Brothers come in, and I will now go flashback to the party. Yeah, because back in the party, our comrades are like, all right, we gotta make sure this goes as long as it can, so it gives, baby boy. I'm gonna call him Will. Apparently, his canonical name is Will, our main character. Right. Because if you'll remember, the game asked for two names at the beginning. What is your name, and what is the protagonist's name? And they specifically said, what is your name? By the way, you're gonna name the protagonist later. What's your name? And I was like, oh my god, you're talking to me? Anyway. So, but the canonical name of the protagonist is Will. Which is very funny because there was a scene where Stroll says, tell me, Will. This is only funny to me. In the live action show, Hannibal, which is the prequel for, Hannibal Lecter with Mads Mikkelsen. It's just called Hannibal. Anyway. Hannibal. He gets super into, this character named Will Graham, and there's a lot of stuff where he's Will's, therapist. So he's like, tell me, Will. And it's, anyway. So it's, the meme is just like, tell me, Will. And so I named the main character kind of name, and Stroll also says like, tell me, Will. I was like, no way, just like in Hannibal, anyway. Putting aside that tangent. No. Back to the soiree. We're trying to keep it going for as long as possible and stuff. I don't know what Stroll was thinking, but he goes up to Count Luis, and he's like,
hey,
Uh,
with my village.
yeah. He went up to him and asked, it's like, do you know a village named Halia? It's like, oh yes, it was a small village. It's like, ravaged by a human attack? It's like, yes, it was. No help came in fast in time. And he was like, did you do that? So like,
Why?
yeah, it was so stressful. Jesus, it was so stressful. It's like, baby boy, I'm not there to get you. Please don't die. I haven't ranked you. I haven't max social linked you yet. It's like, oh my god. And he's like, yeah, I did. He's like, and what of it? It's like, if the world wants to change, then it has to change through an iron fist. And having a human attack and absolutely decimate a village and all helping was the only way to make the church see the human threat for what it was. Because apparently at that point, 12 years ago, they were like, humans? What's that? It's just what's the word? It's just no. That's just a myth that people from the countryside are talking about. They're not real. Charmy, don't eat that. The humans aren't real, so that's why there had to be a sacrifice, and it just so happened to be Stroll's, little village. Because it's pretty close to the capital, I think. You know. Um. So yeah, he confronted him, and even though everybody was like, "Oh my god, this guy's confronting Count Louise. He definitely wants revenge," and everybody's like in battle stance. Even Stroll and all of our, well, not Stroll. Stroll was just sitting down confronting Count Louise, but the rest of our comrades were also like, "Oh my god," and also battle stance. But Count Louise was like, stand down, I will answer this man's questions, and talk to him about it. And it's like, and he did. He just said, it's like, that's how we enact change in the world. It's like, do you not agree with it? It's like, this is the only way. And it's like, he was like, but I understand, you're why you're mad at me, but, we all hope to enact change here. I think I forgot I was so stressed out I was closing my eyes at this point. But eventually it kind of calmed down or whatever. He managed to take control of the situation, and Stroll was like, Stroll was like, I see. Thank you, sir. And then I went back to the group. And then Louise was like, all right, I guess that was the scheduled drama for every soiree. So, all right, I'm here to make my closing statements, the actual announcement for tonight. But, comrades, just what I said, in order to be strong, we must not let something weak link in our ship. We will find that rat, and we will crush them. It's like, that traitor, if you're listening, it's like, what you find and do to us will be meaningless. We will destroy you. Which kind of implies that they don't know who it is, because it's kind of implied that the rat has a problem. The rat problem has been there for a while, even before us. So they're probably thinking, it's like, could be you, but also we felt there was a traitor in our midst for a while. So we don't know, it's probably somebody other than you also. But he wasn't specifically looking at us. We were just surprised. It's like, huh? You have a traitor? And it's not us? And then Count Louis left. And but I think before he left, he was talking about the traitor thing, and he said, it's like, go look for anybody who has left the party early. That will most definitely be our traitor. And it's like, yeah, because like we definitely left the gauntlet alone. They're probably being the gauntlet or whatever. So the dog boys go over, lead the party and go over. Unfortunately, our comrades could not stop them because they got held back by some drunken crewmates, and they're like, oh fuck. So the dog boys go over. It's like, okay, let's go check out the gauntlet. Shit, why is it flying? Why is the gauntlet flying? And it's like, oh my god, what the hell? So, and then all that happens, And I forgot. Did they park the gauntlet? How did they get onto the gauntlet? I don't understand.
The doggies?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the gauntlet was already on its way down or apart, or somehow they got into the gauntlet, and now here we are. Record scratch. It's like, yeah, hi, I'm Will. You're probably wondering how we got into this situation. And, the dog's like, whoa, what happened? Did you kill them? And they're both looking at Will and Juna are looking at it. It's like, no, we didn't kill him. What? It's like, the king's magic killed him. It's like, basically, Lady Juna took hold of the situation. It was like, well, Gildel, he was trying to assault me, and then, Will here came to my defense, and then when Gildel tried to strike at him, the king's magic came into effect, and killed him, and we were both as surprised as you. It's like, we didn't know he was that popular. And it's like, all we could do was like, nod. It's like, it's like, what the hell? We didn't plan on killing him, I swear. And the dog boys are like, that's sus as hell, but like, what are you doing here in the first place? It's like, oh, the lady never tells us secrets. Anyway, don't you leave it? That was just like trying to, do evil things to me. So I was like, alright, fair. I guess we'll go report this to Count Louise. So we're like, oh, nice. It's great that Lady June is like this. We can just rely on her story. And as we all ran back, the small doggy. By the way, the dog brothers, the tall one's name is Basilio. And can you believe it? The short one's name is not Crispin.
I know.
It was so. I sent it to KG also. It's like, look, Basilio. It's like, whoa! And it's like, but it's not Crispin. It's like, no! What the hell? We are so close! Anyway, his name is Fidelio. It's like, whatever. But Basilio calls him Del, and it's just really cute. That's adorable. What an adorable nickname. I guess if you named him Crispin, you would have to say Chris.
Not Pin?
Pin? I don't know, that's very...
Pin?
It seems very Tagalog. It's like, Pin. It's like, but they're so Scottish. I think they're Scottish, so I don't think... It's not right.
Anyway, so they go report, and then...
Oh, but the small one does call the tall one Bass. So it's like, alright, that's acceptable. Chris was not acceptable, I guess. Anyway. It's not fantasy enough. Anyway, so the small one still, glares daggers at us because it's like, nah, you're still too sus. But I'll believe in Lady Juna for now. He seems to really be attached to Lady Juna. So we all go back to Count Luis's office to report to him. And get our story straight, basically. It's like he attacked us, and then King's magic kicked in, and, stuff, and we were protected. It's like, alright, that's how we got. It's like, you carry on. And so we carried on. Just us. I think Lady Juna was left, and basically she said, it's like, yeah, now that we're all friends, when he protected me so handsomely, I'm going to make him my new escort of, okay? And it's like, huh? You really got... This is from the little dog. You're gonna, make him your escort? Is that a bit too, quick? And it's like, yeah, but he didn't save me. He's like, I put my trust in him. It's fine. It's cool. And he's like, what, you don't trust me? He's like, and then, he leaves. And it was like, sir, is this okay? It's like, it matters not. It's like, just leave them be. Just let her... He's that... He says it's so cute. It's like, let her do what she wants. It's so cute! And so eventually you go back to the Gauntlet Runner, and then everybody's like, so, how is it? How's everything? And then suddenly, and they're like, we got the goods. And then suddenly Lady Juna shows up, and everybody's like, whoa! And she even like, because what are you doing in here? And she's like, huh? You didn't tell them about me? And it's like, oh, I just got here too. And it's like, oh, come on. Anyway, so she explains, like, you know, that, well, I'm the other agent. I work with you guys, actually. It's like, huh? Really? It's like, well, now that we think about it, Grias did say something about another agent, but he can't
Yes.
get in contact with. Yeah, he made a passing remark that, there are other agents in the field, but there's one he can't get in contact with. He hopes they're okay. Um, but yeah, she was saying that she's the other agent. It's like, oh, for real? It's like, yeah, I've been trying to find a way because like I'm really close to Count Luis now, and I'm just a songstress, So I've been trying to find a way to get to Count Luis, but ever since so I'm very close to Count Luis. Uh, right. So it's been hard to find an opportunity of weakness ever since the King's magic fucked things up. So yeah, she's just been trying to find the formula also. And it's like, and that's why she knows where it is.
Oh.
Because like it's in there. And it's like, oh wow, cool, cool. Um so the burning question in everyone's mind is like, are you Count Luis's girlfriend? She's like, oh my god, I am not his girlfriend. I am not his type, apparently. He just likes the sound of my voice, so he keeps me on. And it's like, wow, like, for real? And it's like, for real, for real. It's like, although everybody says I am his girlfriend, it's like, we have a strictly business relationship, and he made that very clear in the beginning. It's like, wow, that's nice. you know? You're, he's her patron. He's like, I just like how you sound. You entertain me, girl. And it's like,
Wow.
alright. That's why whenever he questions about her, he's like, ah, let her do what she wants. Whatever. And it's like, man, that's great. Wish we all had patrons like that anyway. So they ask, like, why are you an agent on our side? So you know everything. Why are you here? It's like for the thrill of the game.
Huh?
It's like I'm a songstress and I use emotions and people's feelings and experiences to make my songs better. And at the time, because like I'm pretty famous, right? So I go in pretty high circles, and I just so happened to bump into another agent while they were busy in the middle of a thing, and randomly said, I was like, hey, can I? And the people were like, they threatened you to join? It's like, no, I asked. And it's like, that seemed like a lot of fun. Like, it would be a really cool life experience. And it's like, it could really, really give me more stuff to work with for my songs, And they're like,
Seriously?
wow, that's
Dedication.
yeah, that's dedication. You're insane, but dedicated. And I gotta respect you for that. It's like, thanks, guys. Anyway, so I'm with you now. I'm gonna be hanging out in this gauntlet so we can, talk shop whenever. Also I have a persona, so I'm definitely gonna be useful. Very cool, very cool. Uh, she also made a comment about her persona. It's called the Masked Dancer. Hers is specifically personas. Like, although she can get archetypes, like the usual, if she uses hers, she can put on masks so that it can um sort of copy other archetypes,
Oh.
but specifically when you make synthesize stuff for her, the Persona tarot comes up, and I was like, whoa, just like in Persona. And she makes a comment that's like, haha, it's so fitting for me that my archetype is something with a lot of personas, with a lot of fake with masks. It's like, wow, I can sense some deep lore in there, surely. Uh, I'm not being sarcastic, but I'm still on rank 4 or rank 3, but she's hiding something. She mentions later that um people see the Nydia. I'm not sure what a Nydia is. I guess people with big ass eyes. Like they don't seem to have a lot of white of their eyes. Just really big eyes. Um, People say that they're liars or something. Um, and that she also had to work for where she is right now. Um, and that she has to use glamours to make herself look valuable, at least.
Huh?
Because Nydia are not valuable, so she uses glamours to make herself look valuable. And it's like,
What does that mean?
so
is
this
valuable?
appearance is fake. Very interesting.
So
Well, I didn't know that magic could be used that way.
She doesn't look like that. She just
Yeah, but
the makeup, basically.
yeah, maybe, but it seems to be like a different form. Spoilers. I don't think I'm really gonna talk about her social link stuff, but basically, it seems that her real form is like a Lalafell, I think, which actually explains the eyes. Wow, everything is just like in Final Fantasy. The meme was, it's like, wow, this is just like in Persona. Like somebody would go to Japan, Shinjuku, and be like, wow, just like in Persona. And now I'm playing an Atlas game that makes Persona, and I'm like, wow, just like in Final Fantasy. Because in Final Fantasy, I think one of the main differentiators for Lalafells, because usually you have two race types. Usually the light one, the dark one. But for Lalafells, it's really hard to tell. For elves, it was easier to tell because one is just like white or brown, and the other one is like blue.
Yeah.
Usually, that's how the different races are differentiated. It's like you get the warm colors here and the cool colors in the other one. But for Lalafell, they don't have the blue color. Yeah. And just like their genders, it's also hard to tell if you switch from male to female because there's nothing to differentiate except for the hair. But ever since they ungender locked a lot of hair, now you're like, I don't know. I don't know. I think one of the main differences, and I'm totally talking about it out of my ass, it's not like anybody who's playing Final Fantasy 14 is gonna come say, well, actually, because I'm the only one who's playing Final Fantasy 14 here. Their eyes? One of the race's eyes, I can't remember which one, the sun or the moon one, does not have an iris, the black part. It's just all colored.
Huh?
And it's just really shiny and glassy. It's kinda like an anime when they lose the light in their eyes and it just kinda becomes a gradient.
Yeah.
Like that. But they do have the highlights. That's just how their eyes are. But I guess the Nydia are like that. So anyway, it seems that without her glamours, she becomes a little Lalafell with the big glassy eyes. It's like, oh, just like in Final Fantasy for reals. Anyway, but I haven't finished her social rank at the point of recording. so anyway, so that's her deal. And now after the whole soiree thing, and she joins us like, oh, that's cool. We still have some free time, and basically after the soiree, now we're waiting on the Sanctus Church to make an announcement for the next
Next round.
for the next round. I thought they said all the rounds in the beginning, but it turns out you have to wait for everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're gonna wait for an announcement and stuff when the next round is, where it will be held and stuff.
Very perfect. Oh.
Yeah. So we wait for the announcement. Eventually, the announcement comes, and there was a little CS about it, but basically, the Sanctus Church. This.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've been saying CS a lot. Cutscene.
Oh.
When I say MSQ, that's the main story quest. I'm sorry, it's in Final Fantasy. Everybody keeps using it, and I thought I already said what they were.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the movies.
Oh, okay. Good.
So the Sanctus Church. So, basically they're the main religion, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Orden.
Yeah, like Christianity and stuff. But there's another religion. Not a main religion. I think it's a main religion. Yeah, I think there's only like two. I think. Or is there more? I'm not sure. Basically, my god, it's kind of hard because there's these little plot threads that are not really up front and center, but very but somewhat discreetly mentioned in like social links and stuff. Like when we were doing the Brigitte social link, she was talking about magic igniters and how there's something of the Sanctus Church. Basically, so there's magla in the air, so magic in the air, but you cannot harness this magic. Fairies can harness this magic, by the way, but not people. And in order to harness this magic, you need a magic igniter. Um, and they're like, okay, that must be the way of the world. But it's kind of seeming to come out, or that's what I understand from Brigitte, that that's all a ploy by the Sanctus Church because they don't want you to know the truth. And we're like, but what is the truth? What is the truth? And when we find like relics or stuff, and even the thing on the Gauntlet Runner, there's a big ass transporter on the Gauntlet Runner, and we're like, huh, what? We didn't know there was a transporter in the Gauntlet Runner because like Eurus, when he made it, they just said it's like, hey, add this. And it's like, what is this? I don't know. Somebody told him to add it or whatever, and it's like I never figured out what it was, but it seems to be I don't know if that's also an igniter or something, but it harnesses magic to teleport you and all of you, the Gauntlet Runner and everything.
Oh, is that what you're getting from place to place so quickly?
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Whoa, what is this?" It's like, can we really use magic this way to teleport? Because nobody's can teleport. And it's like, whoa, that's insane. It's like, yeah, I didn't know magic could be used to harness this way. It's like, what is the meaning of this? And also the fact that archetypes are how they are able to use magic without magic igniters. That's why when everybody says like, hey, you're the people who can use magic without an igniter. That's a whole thing, and we're like, yeah, what? Why is the because of that? Is it because we have personas? But it's seeming to be uh that there was an ancient world that made use of this power, maybe, and then the Sanctus Church is trying to hide it or something. What I understand is like the Sanctus Church says that I guess it's like creationism versus the Adam and Eve story, like Darwinism. Sorry, uh, evolution versus we all came from Adam and Eve, and I think that I don't know what they didn't. The scientists did not say, but basically they said the world is this way, and it's like the world started like this. When there's clearly been like relics and shit, something like that. I mean, not to start you on actually, Adam and Eve and stuff is real, but because there is like the whole Noah's Ark thing on that mountain, stuff like that. Like that's merging it together. But this one is very clearly saying it's like, no, relics are fake and they're lying to you. Basically, the history is like this. Whereas when people find relics, it's kind of heretical and you have to give it to the church or whatever. I don't know. Anyway,
What's an example of a relic?
I don't know, some ancient technologies. Eurus was talking about it, and he was saying it's like ancient technology from an old world. We don't know what it is because it's.
Oh, you mean that side quest where he made you collect stuff?
Yeah, and when we look at it, we're like, I don't know what this is. We give it to him, and he's like, "Oh my god, this must be!" And we're like, but the model for it is all the same. It's kind of some box that glows, so we don't know what it is. So we just been like, all right, sure is some relics. Anyway, so that's the Sanctus Church, and now we're going. There's also the pagans, the paganisms, the Mustari people, the one with the masks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they wear masks because they have a third eye. No, they don't wear a mask because they have a third eye, but they do have a third eye. Apparently, it cannot see, and they can't. It's not a real eye. They can't see anything out of that. Although I've seen them blink, it blinks when they make a happy face. It also, closes its eye. That's cute, but they can't see anything. Apparently, it can see magla in the air.
Like that shrimp.
Oh yeah, they can see shrimp colors. Yeah.
Yeah, just like the shrimp in the deep dark sea, they can see
Mm.
ultraviolet light.
Yeah, that's so cool. I want to see shrimp
Okay,
colors.
so they're basically shrimp eyes. Okay,
Yeah, they can see magua. Um. Anyway, they have things called divine relics and stuff, and that's important for their religion. Basically, they're like the old relics of their gods, and they just keep it all nice and put it in a temple and stuff because like these are, you know,
yeah.
the things from their gods. It's like, all right, cool. So the Scientist Church, their next thing, uh, says like, okay, go to this other town, which I don't know why I keep thinking this town is going to be red, even though Grand Trad was already red. So surely this town must be yellow. Anyway,
Probably.
it doesn't matter what the color of the town is. I'll tell you when I get to the town. We're gonna be there soon. They said when you get to this town, you're gonna pass by kind of like Mustari territory. Bring us the most relic, you know, bring us Mustari relics, those things as an offering to reclaim them, so to speak. Give us all these quote unquote divine relics, and then give it up to the Sanctus Church so we can purify them or whatever. Take it as their own. Their real, uh, their real, what's the word? Purpose, because there was a CS, a dark CS about them in their little dark meeting room, saying that it's like, yes, we'll, say it, part of the contest will get as many divine medals as we can, plunder their land, and then say that actually divine relics were part of the Scientist Church all along. They're our divine relics, and it's like, wow, because they know the truth about the divine relics, that they're powerful somehow. But whenever they see divine relics, it's like, oh, that's a piece of shit. It's whatever. So people are like, oh, it must not mean anything. But they say it's like we must collect all of them. In secret, they're trying to play it down, but in reality, they want them so much because they're so powerful. Yeah. And there's something about the divine relics being like magic igniters, but like even more powerful, so super super powerful magic igniters that the ones they make in the shops pale in comparison. Like it's just a little flame compared to the divine relics, which make fire 4, something like that. Yeah, like bigger than Faraga. So something like that. So they're like, okay, we can two birds, one stone. Great, great. So they made that they made that announcement. Um, and then Count Louisois calls us over to his office and says like, all right, they made a thing. It's like, well, what I want you guys to do is to bring me a divine relic also. And it's like, whoa, we're really gonna play by his rules? It's like, don't worry about it. I want you to bring me a specific one. One called Dracodios. It's like, huh? What's that? It's like, use your heads. You can think, can't you? And then, well, not really like that, but you get it. So we go around, it's like, what's Dracodios and stuff. Basically says like, just get a divine relic called Dracodios and bring it to me to the thing when we get to the next place of judgment. And then we're like, all right. And then we leave the office, and then the dog boy. It's mostly the small one, the older brother, who's very sus and keeps asking. It's like, are we sure about that? What if we don't know if they're just gonna like run? Yeah, take it and go or whatever. And it's like, it's whatever. Even if they don't get that, I still have other people to get me stuff. If they fail, no harm done. No whatever. And it's like, all right, if you say so, boss. So we go around town asking. It's like, hey, have you seen any Mustari people? So maybe we can ask them about this. So eventually, we find one who was apparently also in the running. He, uh, I, I don't know. They said only the top 20, eh, only the top 20 candidates can move on to the next round. And, well, he was not in the top 20, I think. And so it's like, hey, we didn't know there was a pagan, guy running for king also. And he was like, oh, you're the elder boy. And it's like, oh, lady, I didn't know you were so open-minded like that, even though you work for the Sanctus Church, for singing. It's like, I'm a freelancer, baby. It's like, all right. It's like, they pay me, I'll sing. Please. I may sing for them, but, it's not like I'm like, a Sanctus believer, I get good money. It's like, all right, fair girl. So yeah, seems like it's kind of terrible what the scientists are asking, no? For your asking you to plunder your land. It's like, yeah, I know, it's disgusting. It's like, yeah. By the way, do you know what Dracodios is? And it's like, of course they would want Dracodios. It's like, that is like the divine relic of all divine relics for us. And it's like, oh, disgusting. I gotta go home right now, to, shore up defenses or whatever. It's like, disgusting. So he goes home. The Mustari live on an isolated little island. A big island with an archipelago around it or something. There's a bunch of little islands around it. And it's very hard to get there. Not because it's in the middle of a lake or whatever, but because the sea's tide there, it's fucked up. Fucked up beyond belief. It's like, it's like, let's say there's a rock in the middle of the lake and the tides are just swirling around it. So it's very difficult to travel there. So they do get some travelers, but not a lot, because it's also another, yeah. And there's also the sea monsters, and then there's a whole other religion there, and they don't really do coins, they mostly bartering, so there's that's how they manage to stay free of sanctism this whole time. Yeah, super, super inconvenient and very hard to, make a little holy pilgrimage there. It's hard to do an inquisition there. Oh, but they said it's since Count, Forden, took out that big ass squid sea monster thing, the seas should be pretty safe by now. So we're like, all right, let's go. Let's just cut through to the island, because apparently, to get to the next place, so there's the lake in the middle, and the middle of the lake is Virga Island. That's where they live, the Mustari. So to get to the next place, you have to go curve up the land following the lake and then go over there, like a little upside down U. And it's gonna take so long. And ideally, on your way there, you go pick around and find some divine relics and shit. And that's where you hunt for divine relics. Not on Virga Island, but on the way to the next destination, because it's gonna take pretty long. And they're like, it'll save us time if we cut through, the lake and go to Virga Island and then get through there. And it's like, is that insane? It's like, yeah, but our gauntlet runner, it can run on water, baby. It's like, no way. It's like, wow. Eurus, you the MVP here. Honestly. And so he was like, I managed to upgrade it. It's like, yay, yeah, let's go around water. And then suddenly the dog boys come over. It's like, hey, we're gonna keep an eye on you so you don't, run away with this Dracodios or whatever. And I was like, huh, what the hell? By the way, this is there was a little CS about them talking to each other, not with Count Luis. They were just talking, just like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. The small one to the big one. It's like, well, if you're really so worried about them, why don't we just go follow them then? Then we'll see if, your hunch is right or whatever. It's like, no biggie. And they've turned out to be traitors, we can just kill them. No problem. It's like, yeah, you're right. Let's go follow them. So they go follow us, and there's like, you got a problem with that? And you're just like, well, yeah, we don't have that many beds anymore. It's like, fuck. Where are you all sleeping? It's like, and it becomes like, you don't you worry about that. You know, and the older brother doesn't take up that much space anyway. It's like, are you really saying that? Anyway, so we all go on a little sea trip, even though we're like, oh my god, we have to watch what we say in front of those brothers. That's oh well, we'll try to keep it a secret as much as possible, you know, on the up and up, even though that's stressful. So we all go on a little sea adventure. It's like, yay! Nothing like camaraderie when you're stuck in, you know, a little in an RV together. And it's like, I'm watching you. And it's like, well, we're watching you too. Anyway, so all was well until suddenly there was a big storm. It was like, oh man, I hope nothing bad happens. I hope the Gauntlet Runner doesn't take on a lot of water. And then suddenly they're attacked. It's like, attacked? I thought Forden took out the, you know, the monster that was haunting the seas. It's like, well, it's a human.
Huh?
It's like, there's a human monster in here. It's like, so they all go up there, and there's a little, you know, anime scene where the human is attacking, and it was like, oh my god, how do you fight this thing? And then suddenly it grabs Crispin's leg. I'm gonna call him Crispin. And then, you know, Will goes to save him. He grabs his arm, and it's like, hey, what do you think you're doing? You think you're saving me? I was like, oh my god, boys, shut up! And then his brother goes to chop out the tentacle that grabbed his leg, and we bring him back onto deck. And it's like, don't think, you know, this makes me grave or whatever. And I was like, what the hell, man? You know?
Yeah.
And eventually it's like, okay, you guys take care of the main, the small one, me and Basilia, we're gonna take out the tentacle so you guys can focus on the face, because it is a squid with a face. It was horrifying. Every single one of these humans is horrifying, actually. I don't know if I recorded it, but like every time I see it, I'm shocked. It's like, whoa, this monster design? Whoa, horrifying. I'm so glad I don't have nightmares about it, but my god, I never want to see it again. I'm not buying the art book. It's really intense. It's really good. It's when they say it's like, oh, horrifying monsters. They're not kidding. They're not kidding. Anyway, so we defeat the human and stuff, and it's like, oh, all right, everything is safe. And it's like, yeah, it's like, wow, we did it, gang, we did it. And Highsmith suddenly like, hang on, I hear water, you know, rushing. And then you're just like, there's a hole in my baby. Everyone, get a bucket. It's like, oh my god. And then it's like, and then Juno was like, hey, you two, you gotta help us out. Get a bucket. It's like, you can't, you order surround. And it's like, yeah, it's like, oh my god. But they have to help. Otherwise we're gonna sink. And it's like, all right, next day comes around, everybody's tired as hell. And then the fairy's like, hey, you know, this is a really good time. We all went through a really harrowing experience. I think this is a perfect time to get closeness to people, and especially those brothers. So if you want to talk to them, I think that now's a great time. And it's cute. If you talk to them, because it's the one-on-one's it's not a social link per se, just a little special talk with them. You can get to know them, everybody, a little more if you talk to them, because they'll open up to you because of traumatic experiences. What is that called? Suspended bridge effect? That's what it was. If you... Yeah. Obviously, I went with Stroll because I love him. And it was so cute. I mean, it doesn't say nothing that you don't know. He just says, like, you know, it's been great traveling with you. If I had never met you, my life would have been so much different. And it's like, you're like a little brother to me. And you can say like three things like, I think you're the little brother here. And he just, to that, he just says, it's like, well, just because you're captain, doesn't mean you're the older brother, but yeah, I am grateful to be able to call anybody a brother at all. It's like, oh, that's so cute. And I forgot what the middle one was. I guess it was like, but the last one was just like, Stroll Oni-chan. It's like, I, and if you say it's like Big Brother Leon, which was in English, but I switched to Japanese specifically to check if he says Leon, but it's like, no. He just says Stroll Oni-chan. In English, it's just like, Brother Leon's like, oh my god. And suddenly he's like, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. It's like, I'm sorry, please don't call me that ever again. It's like, Will's talking to Stroll. If you talk to Stroll during this little, cute little, heart to heart conversation. Yeah, if you say Oni-chan, he gets all blushes like, please don't call me that. It's like, wow, that was the best. I love it actually. But if you talk to the brothers,
You can talk to all of them at once?
No, you cannot talk. You can only choose one. Oh, right. You can only choose one, and they will give you a little trinket, something. Like I talked to Stroll, and he says like, "Oh, I went to the market in the port the other day, and I found this. It made me think of you." And it's like a blue bracelet, and it's like, I'm losing my shit. It's like, oh my god. Well, but just for equality, I guess, so you don't feel like you're missing out on dating opportunities. The item they give you, although has different names and what it is different, everything has the same stat. All stats plus 5. It's like, oh, that's nice. That's really nice. If you talk to the brothers, the tall one is like, I'm not supposed to be seen talking to you, otherwise, the big brother's gonna get mad at me, but let's because he's in the kitchen. It's like, let's take it up to the deck. And he says like, that was really cool. Harrowing, because if the gauntlet runner tipped over, because they're used to Luis Suarez's big ass runner that just flies, and now they're on a dinky little boat, and he's so scared. It's like, how are we moving? It's like, this is a piece of shit. Technically, it's a really nice piece of shit. It's like the best of the kingdom. It's the Crown Prince's gauntlet runner after all.
Compared to Luis.
Yeah, like flies.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was getting really nervous there. It's like, I've been practicing swimming, but I'm not that good yet. It's like, oh, you're practicing, baby boy? It's like, yeah, I'm getting
good at it. They have a comparison to it's like taking Aurora, the small boat, versus taking a proper ship.
Yeah, basically. I forgot what he gives you, but it's like, he's like, here, this is good. This is good luck. I found it in the markets. It's like, and they said it's like, it's good luck. It'll keep you safe on this trip to sea. And since we're all alive here, I think it really is. I want you to have it. It's like, oh, that's so cute. If you talk to Crispin, he's just gonna say, what? You think we're friends or anything? He's like, stop looking at me like that. You just look at him with big anime girl googly eyes. Like what? It's like, oh, it's like, just because we were in high, it's like, just because you saved my life, it's like, I'm going to make sure to, repay it so we're even, and I don't owe you anything. And it's like, okay. And it's like, just take this already. Take this and leave me alone. I forgot what was so funny. It's like, just take it. It's a talisman. It'll keep you safe. God. It's like, just take it already. Like my face. It's like,
oh. Big bro. It's called the younger bro game, though.
No, it's not the same. But it's just funny. Anyway, all stats was 5. But I went with Stroll anyway. So eventually we get to the island, not on the main shore, like not on the beach where everybody can see us, but like on the back of the island or something. And it's like, all right, we're here. It's like, better not to go to the main, otherwise they'll think we're, It's like, honestly, I don't see how taking them from the back is any more safe. Like, oh, we mean no harm. We just came in through your back door. It's like, are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? So they go to the back, but unfortunately, it is a hot and muggy forest, and everybody's complaining. It's like, oh my god, It's so hot. I'm going to die. You know, I need water. We are sweating it out. It's like, why are we here? Just to suffer? It's like, oh my god, you think you're the only one suffering? This was the dogs
When did
talking.
you reach that level? A few days ago when it was really hot here and you could really relate.
It's always hot here. But yeah. Anyway, so they're like, oh my god, everybody's hot. And eventually it's like, you know, Heisman's like, hang on, I hear water. It's like over there. It's like, oh my god, water. And they find a pristine little pool. It's like, oh, then there's a anime scene again, cutscene. Uh, and they're busy dunking their heads in the water and drinking, and they're great. And then Will goes into the water, and he's drinking. So then suddenly he sees a girl bathing, not bathing. She has clothes on in the water. It's a Mustar because she has a third eye. And she's like, "Are you?" Oh, hang on. I just realized that plot thread. Right when they stepped off the ship, their gauntlet runner, you know, it was like, wow, it's hot as hell and there's so many bugs. Will was like, huh? Did you hear that? It's like, a girl's voice talking in his head. It's like, who are you? Are you from the Dragon God or something? And it's like, did you guys hear that? It's like, wow, we just got out and that was hot, but are you already hallucinating? Yeah, are you already hallucinating? And it's like, whoa, creepy. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess it must be the heat. And now we'll go back to that cutscene. You know, before they get in the water, hears it again. It's like, who are you people? And it's like, oh, I'm hallucinating again. And now he sees the priestess, and all I can think is like, oh, that must have been the priestess, right? No, I think it is. But we saw the priestess, and then suddenly guards came. And it's like, who are you to serve a priestess? Oh my god, you're here to attack us! Because we're clearly not Mustari, and we all get jailed, except for the brothers, who managed to bolt out in time and was watching us get, get taken away, and they're like, well, shit. And they, mosey on out of there. And so now we wake up in a dark cell. Thankfully not hot anymore, I guess, because it's rocks and it's night.
That's a positive thinking. Okay.
It looked cold when I saw it. It's like, oh, that's nice. And it's like, yeah, we're definitely gonna behead you guys in soon. So, you sit tight. He's like, no, let's talk to somebody. Oh my god. And then the guards leave us. And we're like, well, we can only hope that, the dog boys, the dog brothers, rescue us. It's like, well, they'll have to, because I'm here. That was Lady Juna and stuff. And it's like, I hope they rescue me too. And it's like, huh? Who was that? And they look behind them, and there's the town crier, the one who's been emceeing this entire contest.
Huh?
Yeah, his name's Batlin. Which is a very funny.
You mean the guy's like, hey, I have bets on you.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the town crier. I really like him. That's because he's funny. And they're like, whoa, what are you doing here in jail already? It's like, well, he's like, don't you work for the Sanctus Church? He's a Sanctus crier. Apparently, he's commissioned by the church also. It's like, okay, cool. And
it's so hard to be a freelancer. No,
it is so hard. It's hard. It's tough out there. So he's like, yeah, but I want to know the scoop on stuff. He's like, Sanctus Church may pay me, but they got secrets, and I know it's have to do with the divine relics of Mystari and stuff. So I thought I'd come over here and charm my way in so I can know what's going on. But they did not take lightly to an outsider, and now they jailed me. And please help me. And it's like, well, if we're helped, we'll try. We'll try, man. Then we go back to the pub of the brothers, and they are, taking a look-see over the village and are overhearing things like, you know, I heard that some outsiders were just caught. It's like, oh my god, the outsiders are basically, it's like the church is going to destroy and disrespect all of our relics and stuff, and that's on top of the um, bad weather and bad harvests. Not famine, so I don't know if they're, yeah, drought or famine. It's like they're they can't, harvest anything, and it's like hot as hell and stuff, and there's just so problems upon problems with the village, and you know now there's a old king shit, and this stuff. The our god is mad. We need our dragon god is mad. We need a sacrifice. Somebody needs to sacrifice themselves. And then the guy who we saw was talking to us, one of the candidates, the Mustar candidate. It turns out to be the leader there. He comes over. His name is Adeni, and he says that it's like, actually I forgot what he says. Honestly, it's like he came because he joined the candidacy as a way to, like, hopefully they can make change and how people see the Mustari people as like normal. Uh but that didn't happen, and now because the contest is now clearly disrespecting them, so I was like, oh, fuck you guys. So we left, he went back to the village, and I was like, now what do we gotta do? It's like, we need a sacrifice. And then now his sister, the priestess, is like, I will be the sacrifice. I will yeah. I will sacrifice myself to appease our dragon god and save the village. It's like, oh, thank you, Priestess Yufa. And it's like I will. The brother was like, I will accompany her to the temple of the dragon god, and we will perform the rites and then do the sacrifice, and all will be well. And it's like, wow, that's cold, brother. That's cold. He's gonna escort her personally, to that place. And so they leave, and then the dog brothers were all were watching this, like, damn, this village has got problems. And they're like, well, we better go rescue them. And it's like, you mean rescue Lady Juna, because if she's gone, then we gotta answer to Count Luis, and that's pretty bad. And it's like, yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, sure, we're gonna rescue Lady Juna, and then we'll get the thing ourselves, because yeah, anyway. So no, they go to rescue Lady Juna, and so it's like, okay, they got into the prison, and it's like, we're only helping out Lady Juna, and she's like, well, you guys are just my bodyguards. If I help out, these people, there's nothing you can do about it. And it's like, and the man is like, will you help me out too? It's like, yeah. So the little doggy is just like so annoyed. It's like, disgusting. Anyway, so we break out, and it was like, okay, we gotta go back to the Gauntlet Runner. This is not a good place for us to be. And on our way back, suddenly, on the road, we see Edeni, the leader, just passed out on the road, and we're like, whoa, hey, you all right there? Even though the brother's like, hey, isn't that the leader? We don't want to get seen by anything. It's like, yeah, but we gotta help him. And it's like, please, my sister. It's like, and the brothers are like, hey, that's the guy who was like going to offer his sister up as a sacrifice. And it's like, huh? Then what's he doing here? And I was like, well, can't keep him here for long. We gotta go back to the village to have him healed. It's like, you're gonna go back? We just got you out of there. It's like, listen, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. We promised to help people. We have to help people. It's like, oh my god.
Who's saying this?
The little doggy. Us, the main characters, obviously. It's like, we just got our prison, but we gotta help. We got, he's dying, man. Even though it's up, we need a healer, and the village is over there, and we don't have a healer in the Gauntlet. It's like, God. God.
This
So
reminds me of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, look at
yeah. Um. So uh the next scene is, we got hit is a Denny waking up. It's like, huh, where am I? It's like you're at your house. These outsiders brought you in. It's like, huh? It's like, oh my god, you saved me. It's like, but what about the guards? Like, oh, the dog boys were a distraction for the guards and are distracting them right now, actually, so we could get you into the village and get you to a healer, you know. And now you're here. It's like, oh my god, thank you for saving my life. Um, I know you just saved my life, but can I ask a favor? Can you save my sister's life also? It's like, huh? It's like, so bro, what happened there? He's like, okay, so at first I was just me and some guards were like escorting her to the ritual temple so that could make sure she doesn't like escape or anything. But just as about to leave her, I saw the conviction in her eyes, and I wavered. Like she was so ready to sacrifice herself, and I was like, "Baby sister, no!" And I wanted her to escape. I was gonna give her time to escape, but then suddenly there were monsters in the temple. I was like, what are they doing there? What the hell? Like, suddenly evil Magla poured out of the temple and there were monsters, and we were attacked, and they killed all the guards, and it was all I could do to run out, to, escape. And it's like, but what about your sister? It's like, she can see Magla better than me. It's like, she knows the temple better than them, actually, so she probably managed to escape somewhere safe. She can keep herself safe, and there's enough food, offerings to the gods to keep her alive for quite a while. But like it's not gonna last forever, and even if she can avoid the monsters and stuff by her third eye, yeah, she could starve. So and even then, even if she didn't starve, even if she can avoid the monsters and go to the innermost temple to perform the ritual, she can't perform the ritual if there's a shit ton of monsters. I was like, eventually, you're gonna get her. And I was like, so could you pick her up? And they're like, oh, alright. Well, of course we gotta save the damsel in distress, even if she's not in distress and wants to die. Of course we're gonna save her. It's like, you asked so nicely. But also, there's this thing, we're actually here for the Dracodias. We asked you about it. It's like, oh, yeah, I know. But actually, if you want to get that thing, it is in the same temple with her. So if you save her, you'll have more than be able to gone through the trials to get Dracodias in the first place. So honestly, you'd have deserved it. So if you can save my sister, technically you can go get Dracodias. We'll see. You can see what happens in there. Good luck.
Oh,
wow.
Supported.
Well, it's like because it's full of monsters now, and it's like really dangerous, and it did give me a hard time. So it's like, yeah. So it's like, look, bro, if you can get it, it's yours, basically. So we're like, all right, sweet. So we go over there on a little gauntlet. What's it? Did it take long? No, it did not take long. So we go there and we're like, this is the temple. It's feeling kind of weird. And they're starting to have theories like the Magla. I feel like it's Stroll is theorizing something about Magla and this kind of thing happening when when the people in the surrounding area is feeling a certain way, like disgruntled, disjointed, something like that. There's like something like that. So it's like maybe it has something to do with it, but we don't know. We gotta get in there. But there's a giant tree blocking our path, and just as we're trying to hack and slash this tree, suddenly Crispin falls to the ground and saying, it's like, whoa, are you okay, bro? And stuff. It's like, wait, that's an insane fever. What's going on? And then Juna takes a look. It's like, your leg! It is super infected and inflamed. Why did you keep quiet about this? What the fuck? And so it's like, it's nothing. Plug. And it's like, Allah, he's going. People have died from infections. Yeah, it's like we gotta get him to back to the village. Lickety split. And it's like, you know, we gotta use teleportation, man. It's just like, but then they're gonna see. It's like, don't worry. And she just yells at Basilia's like, you carry your brother back to the gauntlet, and whatever you do, when we start moving, you close your eyes. Don't go outside when you start feeling things. Okay? And it's like, huh? Okay. So so he doesn't accidentally see the teleportation thing happen. And besides, they can't do anything about the tree. So right now, so they go back and get him a healer. And they're like, wow, it's a good thing you managed to get it, because like if he had stayed like this by tomorrow, he'd be and I was like, holy shit. So like now he's healing. And now we go back to Denny to ask, like, so there's this tree in the way, and he's like, what tree? It wasn't there when we left. Weird. But usually when we have, you know, difficult things like that, like trees getting in the way or plants, we have this potion that we whip up and stuff. Basically, we go to make a potion. Wait, hang on. Okay, wait, I remember where I am now. Um, yeah, so it's a potion of withering. It destroys its roots, something like that. So, because when they were trying to attack the tree, it was hard to steal. It was like, what the hell? Why is this tree so tough? It's like, okay, we gotta get at the roots. We gotta get it. So we make the potion. It's not a big deal. But it basically, now that Crispin and Basilio are out of the picture, because Basilio is gonna, keep watching with his brother, who is like dying. Um, he Now we can be left to our own devices. So we can go save the princess on our own terms. Uh, so we pour the potion on the tree. It's like, yes, hang on. Why is the tree moving like that? Halaka, it was a human pala. It was pretending, or a monster. It was pretending to be a tree. That's why it's so tough. But basically, we just poured like acid on its roots, and now it's like annoyed. So now we're like, well, all right, let's go. So now we can properly fight it, and so we defeated the tree. It wasn't that hard. You just burn it, you know. So now we can go into the temple. And it's like, all right, we are in the temple, but it's kind of a maze. It's that thing that I was going through. It's like, wow, if we go the wrong way, it's going to get darker. And then if we keep going the wrong way, it's gonna send us back to the beginning. It's like, huh? Aren't we back here? It's like some kind of magic. So you really have to choose the right way. You can't just brute force it. It's like, fuck. Um, but and man, I feel like I should go back, but I'm kind of lazy about it because I don't have time. But I should have done it when I read a walkthrough. Is that you should look? It said like, look to the stars, and I was like, we're inside a temple though. But no, it means look up. Because there is a golden line showing you which is the right path. It's like, oh my god, okay, I'll follow the golden line. And I went to the right path, that's great. But also, while you're there are these stones giving you hints and clues, like, look to the stars and stuff, you'll be guided, there's darkness in the wrong way and stuff, but it's like, if you believe in your heart, you see with your third eye, then you can you will find treasures basically. And it's like, huh, maybe Gallica's, fairy side can help. At this point, I didn't know about the star thing. So it's like, Gallica, the fairy thing is not helping. I'm getting, woozy. I hate looking at a map. We're gonna brute force. I open a walkthrough. And then it turns out if you follow Gallica's fairy side, it's a whole different path. Yeah, that path leads you to treasure. It's like, oh man. So I missed out on. Yeah, but the stars path leads you to story, and it's like I just need story. What even is there? It's like treasure. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's fine. Also there are murals on the wall depicting the Mustari history, their lore. I kind of forgot. It shows that there's an ancient people and some gods and uh an old times, and one of the pictures looks like, you know, a city buildings. It's like, whoa, is this the ancient peoples and stuff? It's like, yeah, wow, yeah. Uh, no, but this one depicts their fall.
Oh.
It was like a little city, and in the next mural, they were now fighting, like a little civil war, and on top, it seemed there were these creatures. They're gods, or maybe dragons. It's like, oh, were they being oppressed by the dragons? It's like, no, it seems like the dragons are fighting for them. It's like, wow, cool. What the hell? And then eventually it ends with the people dead and destroyed, and even the gods or creatures were destroyed. It's like, wow, I guess this great civilization just fell, right? It's like, yeah, creepy. Then eventually we find a room where the priestess is. She's been hiding out. She's safe. She's like, whoa, what are you guys doing in here? It's like, your brother sent us to find you. It's like, wow. He sent you to, you know, escort me to the ritual? It's like, no, he told us to bring you back. It's like, huh? He told me to bring me back? It's like, yeah, because he doesn't want you to die. Is that so hard to believe? And it's like, yeah, I kind of want to save my people. And it's like, you have to save your people by sacrifice? And it's like, well, what else is there? It's like, listen, girl, what's happening in your town, and especially here with all the weird magla and shit, that's been happening all over the world too. Like, we've seen it happen. So, we don't think that sacrificing yourself to your god will appease it or help your people. You'll just... No, like, the thing with a temple full of evil magla, and we found like seeds of chaos and whatever, and there's humans. It's like, hey, isn't this like in the other places? And it is like the other places. So
It's been happening in other places. They've been happening in other places.
the dungeons, basically. Yeah, like in the very first when Grius died, right? We went in, and it's not just the soldiers that were fighting. There are monsters in there. And the magla is so thick, and it's like, why is there so many monsters in here? You know? Because there's this thing. We thought it was like human made or something. And then that place with the lady with the big baby monster thing. There was a lot of magla down there warping the area and making monsters. And now there's a lot of magla in the air, warping the air, making monsters, even though previously there were no monsters in the temple, because this is a temple that the priestess would go to every other month. It was pretty safe. There were no monsters here. Now there's a lot of monsters. Yeah, it's like this phenomenon has been happening worldwide, Mr. Worldwide. So don't think that sacrificing yourself will help things. You'll just be dead. It's like, no, that cannot be. Well, anyway, we'll see the truth for ourselves. Why don't we go... Oh, wait, I forgot how the conversation steered to this, but basically, it's like, by the way, where's Dracodios? We may be here to save you, but we're also here to, borrow the divine relic. And it's like, oh, well, you know, coincidentally, it's also in the innermost part of the temple. Also where I'm supposed to do the ritual to sacrifice myself. So, yeah, let's all, you know, field trip to get there, and we'll see if you guys can convince me not to kill myself, you know, in there. So, it's like, oh, alrighty. So, we go further into the temple, going down, and then finally it's like, alright, here's the innermost sanctum. And that's where I found it's like, whoa, what is this? Is that the sky? Holy shit. Is that the sea? And we see it, and it's, we're in a building overlooking the, like, Shinjuku, underwater. It's called, Dracon Grace Shinjuku. It's like, this is where our ancients used to live. It's an ancient thing. And we think that the sky that you see is made by magic, but basically it's like in a building overgrown with plant life and shit. And it's like, oh my god, I love when the ancient city is actually just our city. The ancient times is just us. This story, even though it's kind of old timey, is far, far, far into the future after we've left this mortal coil. I love that shit. I love that shit. Like in Final Fantasy, for real, for real. I'm gonna tangent. KG is not listening to this video because he wants to play this game, so it's fine. But I'm going to tangent. But in Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers, there's this part where you're confronted by an ancient. His name is Emmett Selch, and he's like, "You people deserve to die because I'm trying to bring back the ancients, all my friends and loved ones who died in the calamity eons and eons, thousands and thousands of years ago. You guys are literally nothing compared to them. You're the new blood. I'm trying to bring them back." And it's like, here, I'm going to show you a real life diorama I made with my own magic, because I'm not. Do you think a depressed person can make this? Because I missed him so much. I'm going to show you the greatness of my civilization. And so we go to this place, his little diorama. Well, it's a big diorama. And it shows how big things used to be and how small you are. And I think the narration was, it gives you a feeling of, you feel nostalgic, even though you've never seen this place before. And it's a great feeling because when you see it, you're like, wow, this is Art Deco. These are Art Deco buildings. These are high rises. So that's why you feel a nostalgia. The player can feel the nostalgia for your player character, and you're like, wow, this is civilization. He's right. And it's so cool. It's so cool. They don't give you that feeling here in Metaphor, but well, maybe there is a line. It's like, it feels so familiar, and yet I've never seen this kind of thing before. Anyway, so it's that kind of, oh, this is kind of sad in a way, kind of feeling. Anyway, so we go through it, and we're like, whoa, what was that? That is an elevator. It will take us to the inner sanctum. That's great. And if you pick some certain items off the floor, glowing things, you'll find like, whoa, what's this? It's hard, but it's not glass, and it's kind of wobbly, and it's see-through. The ancients sure were amazing. It was a plastic bottle. And then it's like, what is this? It's some kind of like a metal card? I don't know what that was. A key card? Or maybe a phone? I think it's a key card. It's like, yeah, it's some sort of key. It's like, whoa, and then they saw a bus. And it's like, that's a lot of steel. The poor horse that they're, working through to the bone to carry this thing.
That's a nice thought, yes.
Yeah, it's like, it's a bit, much, isn't it? But like steel, to bring people. It's like, what about the horses? Anyway, I love that even through all of this, they still have horses. Horses never die. Humans can die, but horses won't die. I think it's a horse. I may be misremembering. But
tangent now, biblically.
Wow, you're gonna biblically tangent? Okay.
Oh, kind of, about horses.
Wow.
So back then, if you read about, yes, kings, yes, they have gold, they have bronze, they have, this kind of wood, that kind of wood, just they're fancy, and then so many horses, and I'm like, why do they keep mentioning, if you're rich and powerful, you have horses? It seems.
Well, just like in Red Dead Redemption, I think. You can collect horses, though, I think, apparently.
So the horses, like, the more horses you have, basically, it's the more Lamborghini or Mustangs. So
that's why it's called horsepower.
The fact that if you could even have donkeys back then, that's like having a Ford.
Is the donkey a Ford?
No, but like you can afford a car. You can afford a donkey.
Wait, is the donkey a fancy car or is a normal car? Is a horse a normal car or a fancy car?
It's like saying you have a car. Nobody had donkey. Most people don't have donkey.
Mary had a car?
Yes.
Damn. Wait, sorry, Joseph was pretty. He was raking the dough. What a good man.
He was actually much, much older than him.
No, it's that thing. It's like, even though she has that reputation now of, you know, she's like an angel came to her and now she's pregnant with a child. It wasn't through him. Basically, it's like hearing some crazy woman say like maybe she got raped or whatever, and had a child and is going crazy. And who would want her now? But he's so kind because he would still take her in and not think that she was crazy. That's love, baby. I think.
Another time,
Right.
probably was well.
Yeah, he had a car.
Yeah, exactly. Both the same time because like he was planning on kind of divorcing her and do that. Usually have to pay to divorce. You have to be rich.
Wow. To even think of that, it's like, oh.
And then like kill them or they just kill them. But
Wow.
the dowry is expensive.
Wow. Married to richness. I thought he was just a carpenter, but he's making good money. Wow. Jesus was a Nepo baby. Okay. Where were we? Right. Finding plastic bottles, find little things. There was this thing that was kind of like in Persona Q where the enemy moves as you move. Well, no, not as you move. It only moves when you also move. It has a set path that it moves, like forward, back, but
That's so scary.
when you take a step, it will take a step. If you take a step back, it will take a step forward. It only follows its path. So you just gotta make sure you're not in the way. It's like, alright, cool. Just like in Persona Q. Annoying as shit. It wasn't so annoying here though. But it was cool to see it in a proper game that's on the 3DS with, cool. I do love it. Right. So we go past Shinjuku and go to the innermost sanctum and find a dragon. It is roaring. It is mad. And we're like, girl, are you sure? And so we go see it. And sure enough, apparently the ritual is supposed to, the priestess does a little ritual, like little prayers and stuff, little dance, I don't know. And they summon the dragon into being because it's not there. It is a god, so they make this god come into being, and then I think they make the dragon eat the princess. I don't know. That's how the sacrifice goes. But this one, the dragon is there. There is a human on it, and it was like we're all like, I thought you were supposed to summon the dragon first. It's like, yeah, me too. It's like, you've never done this? It's like, no, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be here yet. It's like, that's a straight up dragon. Also, it's like, oh, that's a human on its back. Although, it actually looks like a human. With a seeming, kind of Mustari helmet on, and with stitches on over the eyes and the mouth, and a bunch of arms. And it is riding the dragon. And the dragon is going to attack us. Also, there's Dracodios. It is a divine relic in the shape of a lance. It is really cool. It is a kick-ass looking lance. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can that's so cool. Not just a stick, like a spear. A lance. That's so cool. That's so cool. Just like Final Fantasy. So then she's like, man, I can't sacrifice myself this way. It's like, no, what do you want me to do? Now I can't even sacrifice myself. Now I have no. What is my purpose in life? It was supposed to be as a sacrifice so I could save my people. And there's a whole CS here now. And Alkenberg says like, your path is, like, I'm sorry, I thought that sacrifice was, not noble, but I see now that your path's noble, but you need not save your people in dying. You can save your people by living. It's like, oh my god. And then she gets her persona. It's much more nuanced than this. I think I cried the first time I saw it because like, oh my god, baby girl! Oh, her name is Yufa, by the way, the priestess. It's like, oh, you're so cute. I'm gonna cry. Um, and she gets her persona, and she gains the strength to live on and realize that she can have a life. She can, you know, give her life in service of her people, not give her life literally. You know? Uh, so we go defeat the dragon, and Yufa's her powers, even though it's not like Agidin, Agilao, um, it is so like what I said earlier. Man, her divine relic is like really powerful. Holy shit! Yeah, I mean well, technically she's not. She's holding it. She's not a lance fighter, but she does like this, and her persona does the thing, and it's so powerful. Like, oh my god! Like, let's say my attacks are doing 1,500, her attacks are doing 3,000. It's like, oh my god, this is so great.
Conviction, it is.
Yeah. And it consistently does that. I thought maybe it would only do that for the for this boss battle, for the special, but no, it just does that outside. It's like, mwah, thank you, I love you, baby girl. Holy shit. Yeah, divine relics, they are the shit, for real. Um, and so we defeat the dragon, we defeat the human, all as well, very cool. And then we see the dragon goes back inside of the weapon, and it becomes how it actually look. Like the dark one is actually just like a withered husk of the weapon. But when the dragon goes back in, it's shiny and beautiful. It has gold patterns and lights. Like, oh, I see now. It's hot actually. It's like beautiful. And then they see it looks like the last mural, and then they note that it's like it doesn't look like the priestess is sacrificing herself. It looks like she's fighting with the dragon, in service of her people, fighting with the dragon against the evils that plague her people. It's like, you almost gave your life over for semantics. Wow, that sucks. The previous priestess also gave their life up for semantics. Oh my god. It's like, oh, there's also a thing about her parents dying out at sea because they were probably looking for a way. It's like, surely this cannot be the fate that awaits priestesses and our daughter. It's like, surely we're doing there must be something wrong or like a change. Our doctrine can't possibly be like this. But they died out at sea a long time ago because of the creatures, the monsters. Anyway, basically they were just telling her, it's like, your loved ones cannot possibly have wanted this for you. They were working so that you would live, but you just want to die. And it's like, oh, I understand now. Anyway, it's so touching. Anyway, so we got dragged, but then just as we're having a touching moment, we hear a splash. It's like, well, what's that? And we find it's like, oh my god, wasn't the human corpse just here? Well, it's not there now. Oh my god, it is swimming out to sea. Holy shit. It's like, but where is it going? It's like, it's going to the village. So we book it back to the entrance, back to the Gauntlet Runner. And we make it back to the island, and there we find like people screaming and stuff, and we find Basilio, and he's like, whoa, you guys. It's like, just in time, what? There is a human, in town. And Crispin is, helping out with the evacuation stuff. Is like, wow, I thought he was sick in bed, but thanks, Crispin. We're helping out with evacuation. What's going on? It's like, don't worry. We're here to kill it. We're here to fix this, kill it. But then some villagers come over and see that's like, priestess, you're alive. Well, how'd the ritual go? Wait, if you're here, the ritual wouldn't go the right way. It's like, oh no, that's why we're suffering. It's like, why haven't you sacrificed yourself yet? It's like, I'm going to help you right now. Well, not that angry. but she's like, I know how to help you. I know how to save this village. And we go over, and now it's just the human. I swear it looks smaller on the dragon's back, but maybe it was just perspective. I guess the dragon was just that big because now the human is sitting on its butt, and it's pretty big. It's like, oh, that was just a big dragon. Um, so we killed the human as it is. It wasn't as hard compared to with the dragon because of just like whack whack whack. No, we just whacked it. I couldn't find its weakness, but it seemed easy enough. Um, and then Yufa now talks to her brother and her people. It's like, I understand now. I will not sacrifice myself. I will, live in service. I will give my life in service of the people because we must change. We cannot stay ignorant forever. We cannot close our eyes and ears to, the outside world, to our problems. It's like, we have problems happening and all we can do is pray? No, we can do better than that. We're better than this. We will change and stuff. Anyway, so we saved the town and it's all great. Their problems might seemingly go away, whatever. Basilio and Crispin are like, oh, well, I guess, stuff. Eventually, we go back to, we talk it out with Yufa and her brother and all this well and stuff, and eventually we talk about, it's like, by the way, about Dracodios, it's like, yeah, you can't take it, it's ours. Mine, specifically. But if you take me with you, it's like, alright, take you with us. And then they have the little meeting where it's like, so what do we do about this? It's like, we're taking Yufa, but we can just hand this over. It's like, yeah, I prefer if you didn't. It's like, yeah, but how we're gonna do things with Count Luis? It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, we'll just make a replica. And actually, and Stroll pointed this out, it's like, he noticed something. Oh, wait, no. Yufa says, like, yeah, it's like, and it's, I'd rather you stay with me, otherwise the protective barrier around you will disappear. And we're like, huh? The what now? And she's like, oh, there's a protective barrier around you, and when you hold Dracodios, it goes away. And Stroll's like, hang on, can I borrow that for a second? It's like, and then it's like, Will, come over here. And they spar, and it's like, what, or he attacked him? It's like, oh my god, it's the thing. And it's like, what just happened? Basically, Dracodios can nullify the king's magic. Because, like, even though, Will dodged or blocked the attack, he did manage to get hit a little bit, and the king's magic didn't save him. And it wasn't a duel or anything. They don't know about that. So it's like, Dracodios can negate it. It's like, possibly, Count Luis knew about this, and that's why he wanted them to get it for him. It's like, oh, so that's how he can possibly kill, Forden. It's like, oh. And it's like, and this is how we can kill Luis. It's like, oh, but we can't give it to him, can we? It's like, It's like, but it's not like he knows what it looks like. Nobody knows what it looks like. Only a few people knew. So maybe we can make a replica and we'll give it to him. It's not like, oh no. It's like, how can we do that? It's like, and you're just like, oh, leave it to me. I am an artisan. I am a professional. It's gonna take some time. And that's the excuse for, if you do things too fast. It's like, what are we doing here in this island for a while? It's like, oh, we're busy making the replica lance. So you go do your thing. And then the brothers are just being distracted by something and also healing. I don't really know. I feel like they had a pretty flimsy excuse this time around, but it's fine. I was stressing out over my social links. Because turns out now we only have 2 months until the end of the game. The crowning of the king is in 2 months. It's like, bruh, that means we're going to be in endgame soon. And then the next arc, it should be endgame. There's still a whole social link I haven't done. And a bunch of social links I'm not finished yet. I only finished Stroll. It's like, I'm not even, halfway done with Hulkenberg. Oh my god. Holy shit. And I should have been working on the healer with Maria, because turns out if you rank 6 her, uh, significantly increases experience after battle. It's like, oh my god, I should have focused on you in the beginning. I mean, I knew I should have focused on when I got to rank 3, and it says, like, you can now cook in the gauntlet runner without time passing by. It's like, I can't believe I wasted 2 whole trips in the gauntlet runner without this thing. Because I thought, it's like, no, I can't cook because I'll waste a whole afternoon. But no, I didn't have to. It's like, anyway, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. So I was busy with my social links and stuff, and now, we're about to now leave for the next place because, we had to schedule it because the tides are kind of iffy and we need to leave kind of in advance of the tides or something. It's like, alright. So the day has come and the people want to throw a little, celebration. It's like, thank you for saving us, for letting us see the light, for saving our priestess. And they did a little Burning Man thing. Except they're doing burning their dragon god. And it's also as a good luck for good luck voyage in the sea, because they will keep the fire burning all through the night as sort of like a lighthouse. There's comments about this. And you can have another little date event where, you write your wishes on a piece of paper and you throw it into the burning fire, and ideally with, a loved one or something. And of course I picked Stroll. Holy shit. It's like, who do you want to go with? It's like, Stroll. The very first one's like, yeah, let's go. Anyway. It's not like that in the bottom, but anyway. So, got through that. And it's like, okay, everybody's having a little party, and then we switched to the point of view of the Dog Brothers. And they were having a cute little time. Oh wait, earlier, so they were all talking. It's like, wow, there's a party for us. That's great. And Batlin was there, and it's like, oh hey, what you doing here, Sanctus Crier and stuff. It's like, what? Why are you here? I thought you were for Sanctus and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, my worldview is like currently being shattered and stuff. It's like, and I forgot how the conversation went here, but basically it was talking about, it's like, actually, my father was also a crier. It's like, wow, it's family business. It's like, yeah, but he was more serious than me, and he would call out.
He was with you the whole time.
No, he's not with us. But when we escaped jail, I forgot to mention, we took Edeni back, right, to the village, and the brothers saved. We had Batlin go back to the Gauntlet Runner to inform Eurus of what happened. So he's just been chilling, and eventually when we've done everything, you can just find him in town, because like, yeah, he's just technically with you guys, just hanging. He's no longer a prisoner. He's just hanging around, seeing the sights, sounds, smells, enjoying the place. Yeah. So, and realizing things and knowing more about what the Sanctus Church doesn't tell you. And he says, like, I've had my whole worldview turned upside down, especially with all this truth about the divine relics and stuff, and about the ancients. Because when they got back after defeating the human, they said, it's like, well, this is the divine relic, and we learned about the ancients, and because just the implication that there was another ancient race already defies the Sanctus Church teachings. So, eventually he started talking about his father and how he would call out, like, graft and corruption. Apparently there was an incident many years ago, where there was a dog person, a Parapus, who made a riot, or who started a riot, and there was, a lot of fuss and stuff, and a lot of people died in that incident. And the Sanctus Church said that it was just a riot that they started, because they were unhappy with their lot in life. They just started a ruckus and started and there was a whole stampede about it and stuff, and all I can think is like, oh, just like the thing that killed Haisme's son. You know,
There's stampede.
Haisme mentioned the way his son was killed was that a parapus started a ruckus, and the little baby boy, was just in the middle of it, and Ghana got stampeded on because like there was a whole chaos and everything. And so Batlin was just saying that, yeah, that's what the Sanctus Church said. They started the ruckus because like whatever. But actually, his dad reported that it's like, is it really what happened? He says that they were actually doing experiments on this parapus, being, and he just went berserk and started, causing chaos when he escaped. And now I'm thinking, it's like, oh, just like what Nura said. He said when they offered him a job over Magic Nighters, they were using it on experiments for the parapus. And I was like, oh my god, it's all connecting. Holy shit. And, Baden says, like, but no one believed him, his father. And so he was called a liar and then died young. And, I never became, like him. I'm not as good as him. I'm just like kind of funny and stuff, but now I'm starting to rethink my life. Oh well, let's go, do a little party before we go our separate ways. But just know that you guys made me think about stuff. You really changed my worldview, my life here. So like, I may work for a science church, but I'm rooting for you. I'm batting for you. It's like, oh, but and so I was like, please don't make it too obvious if you're biased towards us. It's like, yeah, I'll try not to be, but I am in your corner. So if you ever need help, it's like, oh my god, bro.
Social link what?
He doesn't have a social link.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not. We don't see him that much. We don't see Catherine either. I'm kind of stressed about that. So like, how am I supposed to get my brawler up? Are you kidding me? So he goes, and the brothers and Heisme just kind of like think about that. It's like that incident, and then later, after while everybody's partying, we cut to the brothers. They're on the gauntlet runner talking to themselves. It's like, did you hear that? What the crier said about the incident with the parapus? And it's like, yeah, turns out earlier, Juno was still worried about Crispin's foot, so she's like, it's like, he may be healed, but it was touched by a human, and Magla injuries can, get really bad. So it's like, I'm worried. Can we have, apparently her sister? I forgot a whole thing! Holy shit! Remember when they got the recipes? Right. I can't believe I forgot this. So they got the recipes. It's like, well, we're all kind of stupid. We can't read this. It was like, is this the real recipe? It's like, hang on, guys. I know somebody who can. It's like, there's this saintess, Rella, the saintess. She's an angel type. It's like, she's super smart. She can read this. She was also in that CS where she was talking to the church people who saying, it's like, what is up with the king's magic?
Oh, it's that girl who said like, it's okay, you can stop talking. You're very awkward.
Yeah, the really awkward one. She doesn't seem to be on anybody's side. She just seems to be a researcher that they call upon. It's like, hey, what's your research say? And she's like, king's magic, intense, but you can probably get through it if you do a one-on-one duel. Then the king's magic won't work. And she's like, can I go now? And stuff. Turns out she's a top researcher and a healer. So it's like, hey, it's like, hey, we can go ask her. It's like, whoa, for real? Can we trust her? It's like, yeah, don't worry about it, guys. So we go over. That's where Juno learns about. It's like, you can teleport. Holy shit! Anyway, so we go over. Apparently, she hadn't gone in church, and then we see Rella, and Rella's like, oh my god, it's been so long. It's like, yeah. Turns out they're sisters, not blood related. Juno was adopted by their family, but she's like, hey, how's it been? I heard you've been hanging out with Count Luis. What's going on with that? Are you She's like, no, I'm not. It's like, oh, thank God. I was really worried about you, but like, I guess you're fine. I guess you're fine. So, so she asks, like, by the way, sis, without asking too many questions, could you read this? And it's like, sure. So she reads the recipes, and she's like, um, what are you getting into? It's like, nothing. What's it say? It's like, this is a curse. You know, and she was explaining that healing magic, helps to, gives magic and it helps life and stuff. And then curses are basically the opposite. It would stem lives, like, and usually magic, when it goes out, you already used your MP, it's gone, you can replenish your MP. But this one, uh, it continuously sucks MP and it's a continuous curse. So even if you know the recipe, this is just an outline for a recipe. So we don't even have the full thing. But even if you had the full thing, it would not stop it because it's always getting MP from the user who cast it. So yeah, even if you know the recipe, the full recipe, it would still not work out because you for real, the caster needs to stop it themselves or die. It's like, oh my God. So like we went through all that trouble. Oh well, they didn't say this in front of Rella because they're trying to keep her out of the loop as possible. So when I went back to the runner, it's like we went through all this trouble, getting into Count Louise's good graces and other stuff is like, and we can't even use that. We have no choice but to kill him, and we can't even kill him because of the king's magic. So it's like, what are we gonna do? It's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. So just for now, we just have to do what he says, and then continuing. That's where we went. It's like, okay, go find Dracodias for me. That was all before then. It's like, oh, we can all do what he says, and we'll figure things out from there. It's like, oh, okay, well, just go get Dracodias and stuff. So they didn't really have any plan. And now that we got Dracodias and found out that, it can notify the king's magic, now we're like, holy shit, assassination is back on the table, baby. Anyway, so back to the brothers. No, not back to the brothers. So Juno was worried about, Crispin and his leg. It's like, can we have my sister take a look at it? It's like, what about teleportation? It's like, don't worry about it. I'm really worried. So they teleported Rella all the way over there and just said, it's like, yeah, I was already on my way to the place. I was in the area and I heard Juna was here, so I wanted. Well, no, nobody knows that there's siblings yet. But I was in the area and Juna called for a favor, so I'm here checking you out. And it's like, hey, it's you, boys. It's like, oh my God, Saint Estrella. It's like, wait, you remember us? It's like, yeah, of course I remember you. It's like before it was Crispin trying to help keep your brother alive, but now it's Basilio taking care of you. This is so cute. And so it's like, let me take a look at that foot. So it seems like they had, she healed them a long time ago. Oh, even though she's a researcher, she's basically, not Mother Mary, that lady who heals everybody. That, yes, she was basically Mother Teresa.
Honestly, there's so much I could say about that, but that's not.
Yeah, but basically that's her reputation, and she's not dead. She's alive. Even though she's like at the top of the food chain, research-wise, academically, titles-wise, she just stays in a church and just sees everybody. If she can heal you, she will. And it's like, oh, that's cool. That's why we just found her in the church. It's not that hard. So apparently, it seems like she helped them before, maybe in their youth, because they were like, oh my God, you remember us. Anyway, so she still doesn't know anything, but she's like, Juna, what's going on? You're in some serious company. Like the Gauntlet Runner, it can teleport. What the fuck? Are you still with Count Louise and stuff? I don't know what's going on with you, but be careful. And now back to the brothers, for real. So remember that incident that Batlin talked about, that his father talked about? yes, the Parapus testing and the Parapus going on a rampage, right? It seems that that may be the same incident that hurt the brothers, and maybe I think Basilio was the one who got severely injured during that time, and Crispin brought him to Rella to be healed, and that's where she knows them. And when Rella and Juno were talking, there's like, oh wow, I didn't know when you healed somebody for the first time, it was those two brothers. Apparently, they were her first customers. Maybe they just asked around, it's like, can you help, please? And she did. So, of course, she remembers them. So yeah, it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Anyway, the two brothers are now talking, and they're like, hey, I'm not feeling very good because like these guys, they're nice. They're really nice. It's like, yeah, but we're loyal to Count Luis. It's like, yeah, but Count Luis, he talks about equality and stuff, but with an iron fist. A world where the weak will not survive. And that's a world where we would have died a long time ago. And it's like, but we owe him. If not, we're nothing without him. Who would have taken care of two orphan pirates? We're only here where we are now because of Count Luis. It's like, yeah, but and then eventually Juna cuts in on their conversation and says like, hey, why are you guys, in the party and stuff? It's like, Lady Juna. And he cuts straight to the chase. That's why I was so shocked earlier. It's like, Crispin was like, Lady Juna, are you going to kill Count Luis? And it's like, what would make you say that? Oh my god. It's like, just tell me the truth. It's like, no, why you suspect me? It's just like, stuff. It's like, look, and she made it pretty vague here. It's like, my stance is to work towards a future where, people like you and I, we will have, justice and equality for real. A world where you can live how you want. You can just live. And she, which is not to say that she's going for Count Luis or Will or anything, but she goes away. And Basil was like, why did you ask that? And he's like, I saw them testing out Dracodios. And they're planning to kill Count Luis because, like, he explains, like, it can get through the king's magic and stuff. And Juna was with them, so she knows, And it's like, so how are we gonna report this to Count Luis? It's like, are we going to have to kill them? And Basil was like, I really like Lady Juna. It's like, her singing is really nice. And then when she sings, he said this to Crispin, it's like, bro, you always have, like, armor around your heart, but when Lady Juna sings, she can pierce through that armor. And it's like, I really like her. I don't want to kill her. And they're just like, And then exit stage left. And now we're like, oh my god. And now here we are on the night before departure. And wow, it has been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Thank you so much for listening to me yap and yap and yap. I didn't think it would take this long. I thought it would maybe an hour or two, but I sure can tangent. Anyway, thank you so much. The next part is going to be stressful as shit. I can tell. Because, like, what are we gonna do? Oh my god. I accidentally saw a spoiler because I was looking at, like, which archetypes are the best for which character, because, like, honestly, their stats are not the same. Not everyone can be a magic user. So it's like, surely their stats better. And I accidentally saw that the last, you all will be spoiled with me, that the last team member is going to be Basilio. And I'm like, what about Crispin? Like, I vaguely knew that Basilio was on our side, but it was like, only him? Are they not a unit? Oh no! Anyway, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Good night.